Hello everyone, welcome to the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture. I'm of course your host TJ. Today we're going to be talking about, just briefly, 3 minutes, usual brevity is the soul of wit. We're going to be talking about The Long Walk, the new adaptation of Stephen King's 1979 novel, which he wrote under the name Richard Bachman, which takes place in a dark future where 50 boys, one from each state, enter a lottery to walk this very long road, obviously, and then anyone who goes, I think it's below 3 miles an hour, gives several warnings and then is shot. So it's meant to sort of inspire the population. It's taken place in the aftermath of some dreadful civil war. And so, it's dystopian and bleak and very timely. And so there's three things I really enjoy about this movie. One are the performances. Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, and of course Mark Hamill are terrific. The first two play Ray Garrity and Peter McVries, the two heroes, and they have a sort of extraordinary bond and great on-screen chemistry. You really believe these are two young men who are really trying to survive in the worst of circumstances. Whereas Mark Hamill is growling and terrifying as the major, who's the major villain in this movie, and truly owns it, and that is to his credit. He's a tremendous actor, and I love seeing him in villain roles, and he's very good here. Two, it's just a really great mix of horror and dystopia. Like, you really kind of are just waiting to see who's the next one to get shot, who's going to die next. You're looking for the warning signs in much the same way as you would in, say, a horror movie, where you're like, oh, well, the various archetypes are going to die next. So that's kind of really effective, and I think put to good use in this film, and it's really quite remarkable how much I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. And then, it's a deeply visceral movie. It does not shy away from the ugly, physical details of what's happening. And then lastly, it's the timeliness. This is a film that is all about desperate young men who are given a chance to sort of succeed, but they're also enmeshed in this dreadful cycle of violence. And I don't think I need to spell it out, but it's deeply relevant to our own age, in which so many young men feel hopeless, feel this sense of nihilism, are desperate to get out of their circumstances, and will go to extraordinary lengths and become ultimately cannon fodder for an authoritarian regime. All of that should sound very familiar because that's the world we live in. And so even though this is kind of quasi 1930s 40s aesthetic, it's very much a film that is very timely to our present. So I definitely recommend The Long Walk. I don't always watch a lot of dystopia or horror. I mean, we live in a dystopian horror, so I don't need to see it in movies. But I do find that films like this are really useful for helping us think through, engage, and grapple with the world that we live in, and the one maybe we don't live in just yet, but that's on the horizon. So it definitely gets the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture seal of approval, so do go see it. It's a terrific piece of dystopian horror filmmaking, and one of the best Stephen King adaptations I've certainly seen recently, and that's no small thing. So anyway, The Long Walk, great movie, great performances, great storytelling. So go see it. So as always, for the Pisces Guide to Pop Culture, I'm your host TJ. Take care, y'all.